A friend of mine was really surprised at the outcome of the election. He just thought that Romney was going to win and it was a hands-down deal. He was very sure of that. I was really surprised. I didn't know he was thinking like that. He gave American Crossroads a lot of money, and he just felt that they gave him the money, they were in the bag, and what's the deal? What happened? He says, did we miss something? And I'm thinking, yeah. I didn't want to say anything because he was so upset, and even if you're following politics and what's going on, you're going to be able to come up with 4 or 5 things that your party maybe should have done that they didn't do. So here's a guy that thinks that they hit a bullseye, and you have to wonder what's going on in his head, and why would he think that? There were Democrats that thought they were just going to blow out the whole thing too, but the popular vote was close. So anyway, I put together a list, and it's basically by what Republicans said and about what was wrong. There's one thing that's going on with the party, and somebody said it, I forget what writer. He said there's a civil war going inside the Republican Party, and I've been talking about that for a long time. There's a lot of dissension. They're disorganized. They're not one unit. They got the Paul people, they got the Tea Party, and then the mainstream guys, and then there's a whole lot of people that are really upset with the party after the Bush administration was through there, and that is a Republican administration. Sometimes people want to separate the Republican Party from people like Bush and Palin. No, they are the Republican Party. The Republican Party picked them, so I think they need to make better choices. Romney made some mistakes. They're all little things that just add up. The remarks about, his wife, he understands about gas because his wife has a couple Cadillacs. That's not going to work with lower income people. He's a Mormon. A lot of Christians aren't going to weigh into that. Maybe they didn't even go out and vote. So there's just a percentage there of people that probably didn't go with the Republican Party just because of that. Not a big group, but some. Making remarks like Big Bird, that didn't help. So there were some small things there, but collectively he didn't relate to people that were lower income. I don't think anybody would argue that. And his wife Ann with the "you people" thing, that's not going to help. So there's got to be better training and better selection of candidates. I'm concerned already that they didn't learn from these last 2 elections, and now there's talk of Jeb Bush and Chris Christie. Those are really poor choices. Really poor choices. Do they not want to win in 2016 too? If you research those guys and their past and what's going on and how they think, it's obvious that you don't want to pick those guys. So if you're a Republican and you're a player, you say, no, we don't want those guys. We got to do better than that. So are they setting themselves up for another mistake? I don't know. The 98% of incumbents win. So this election was the tough one anyway, and a lot of Republicans that I talked to did not think that they would win this one. They held their money back, and you could see that. And there was I think almost $100 million that wasn't spent that will probably be used in the 2016 election instead of this one. So Fox News said that the Republican Party delivered Obama to the White House, and that's true, that they did. So some people remember that, so they lost some points probably on that because people haven't forgotten that. There's a lot of corruption inside the party that came out with the Bush administration. And so there needs to be some reform. If they want some voter confidence, even from their own people, they're going to have to do something. And in 2008, they said, boy, this is a wake-up call. We got to really make a change. And that lasted like 2 weeks. Now here we go again. Oh, it's a wake-up call. That was the word that they were using after the election, and now you don't really hear much about that. Well, it is a wake-up call. If they want to win and they want to do well, they're going to have to change some things internally, and they're going to have to get women voters, minority voters, and people of lower income. It appears that they don't want that. So how do you change the game? Do you pretend like you want it and then just do the talk? Or are you going to show that you really want that? Again, they're going to just have to reorganize because they're a mess inside. And I think that most people that follow this, whether it's Fox News or whoever that you want, that you weigh into, will admit that. They might not be able to do it publicly or on the radio, and some do, some will, but there's a real problem there. The Democratic Party is unified. If you're going to go up against them, they're going to have to change. So that reform is going to have to happen in the next few weeks because they probably have 24 months to reorganize and get their act together, because they're going to have to spend the next 24 marketing if they want to win in 2016. I don't think that the Republican Party is up for reorganizing or changing their way of representing the wealthy, and I think that that's their job, and they're going to continue on that way, and there's just going to be turmoil, and they may win, and they may get lucky. I kind of think they're going to win, but it's not going to be because they reformed or went after those groups that I just talked about, because I don't think they want them. Here's some good news, though. Besides Jeb Bush, if he runs, Chris Christie, they're just going to pick some guy that they're going to have as a player, and they're going to prop him up there, throw a bunch of money out. It's going to be easier to win this next coming election because they're not going up against Obama. It's going to be a new guy, and so they're going to have a better chance at winning. It's too bad, though. This is a great opportunity for them to get their act together. I don't think it's going to happen, though.